ahead and come onto the mat. So take a few moments to settle into your body, and you can do that any way that feels good to you. So you can slide your blanket underneath your hips to raise your hips up. You might need some other kind of support. And if sitting this way is challenging for you, I invite you to sit in a way that really works for you. And settle your hands onto your lap or onto your knees. And then take a moment to feel how do you want to begin your practice today? Palms face up, maybe calling in a little extra energy, or palms face down might feel more grounding too. And you can close your eyes or keep your eyes open. Just gently gaze away from your screen, maybe forward and slightly down if your eyes are open. And begin to tune in to your breath. Take some very long, deep breaths in and out. And take this time to arrive on your yoga mat, arriving inside of your skin. Let your day go as best as you can. The day will filter through, thoughts will come and go. You come back to the breath over and over again. So part of this physical practice of yoga is the practice of stilling the mind. That is truly the overarching goal of the yoga practice, is to still the mind so that we can come in and experience a present moment, breath by breath. So as you're sitting, breathing, feel over the next few breaths. Feel what feels really good today in your body. And maybe there's one spot where you feel really good. Like, where does that live inside of you? So it could be maybe you feel good in your heart, or maybe it feels good to breathe and feel your rib cage expand. But attune right now to what feels good as you sit. It could just be the fact that you arrived and you're here and you have carved out this time for yourself. And as we move through our practice today, I'll be inviting you to keep coming back to what feels good. So often we spend time trying to fix, trying to take a look and focus on what is wrong. Today, we get to focus on what is good, what's right, what feels good. So do that right now. Feel your seat, feel your breath. What feels good? And then, if your eyes are closed, gently open your eyes. Take a very deep inhale, reaching your arms out to the side. Inhale, look up. Exhale, bring the hands together and right down through center. And again, inhale, reaching up. You might imagine just drawing all the kinds of energy that you want to have living inside of your heart and bringing it right down into your heart. And one more time like that. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, hands right down through heart center. And into a side bend, take your left hand straight out to the side. Inhale your right arm up and exhale, ease into your side bend. So feeling this particular shape, and you draw the shoulders down away from your ears. You might find that you want to just let your head hang to the side or look down. Relax your bottom jaw away from the top jaw so you can really let your neck and your jaw relax. And focus into your breath. Breathe into your right side ribs. Feel that whole expanse in this very deep breath. And then on exhale, reach your right arm to the right. And let's take a moment here for a neck release. So as you reach your arm to the right, let your left ear fall towards the left shoulder. Stay leaning over a bit so you have gravity helping you. Feel this freedom and maybe a stretch or a release across the right side of your neck. Of course, if it's too much and doesn't feel good, back off of it. Feeling into allowing your head to be heavy and your neck to release any amount. It might feel pretty tight in there from your day or your week. Just giving yourself another couple breaths, as if your breath could just clear away some of the stuck or stagnant tissue and muscle around your neck and your shoulders. So we're all carrying some amount of stuff there, right? So easing your way up, I'm going to gently pick my head up. Try that on your own body. Take your right hand out to the side. Inhale your left arm up and exhale into your side bend. Relax your shoulders down. Let your head hang. You might close your eyes if that feels good, and feel what feels good on this side. Feeling into what feels good, and keep emphasizing what feels good to you. So the invitation of hunting out what feels good, you're finding whatever variation as we move from pose to pose feels good to your body. On your next exhalation, reach your left arm to the left, and let's move into this neck release on this side. What you got on your left side? Left side of neck, relax the jaw, top of the shoulder. You might move your head, turning to look a little more towards the earth, can bring that stretch and release a little further back on your neck. Just take a breath there, let your head be heavy and feel. And then begin to ease your way up. Keep your head heavy so your head's leaning over to the right. And then you could take your right hand, put your right hand on the right side of your head, holding your right ear, and pick your heavy head upright. And just take a moment to feel what we've already accomplished as you sit. Take a deep breath in and out. And then come forward to all fours. You might want to pad your knees with your blanket. As you move into your cat-cow, let your head be heavy and your neck come along for the ride. Feel if you have any kind of habitual holding there as you're moving through your cat-cow. Feel what feels really good. And add any movement that you want. So you could maybe look over your right shoulder, look at your tail, and then look over your left shoulder, wagging your tail. Deepen your breath and begin any kind of a circular movement. You could circle out your shoulders, circle your hips. Hunt out what feels good, my friends, and dive into what feels good. You might lift one leg up, spread the toes, circle that ankle, explore all different kinds of movement, following what feels good. And if you're in a circular motion, go back the way you came. So you just kind of unwind your shoulder or your hip circle. And reconnect to your breath. All right, bring your right foot forward. Find your way into a lunge. If you want, you can have blocks. You might put your hands on blocks. With your right foot forward, just move your hips forward and back a few times. And you can go at any range of motion that feels good on your body. And then find your way into a lunge with your right knee on top of the heel, and tuck your back toes under and straighten your left leg and feel the reach through that leg. Draw your arm bones back, send your chest forward. Take a breath into the length of your spine, feeling all of your connections here. You've got the reach through the back leg, the crown of your head is lengthening forward. Draw your arm bones back, get even longer. And now feel into your hips and your pelvis. Feel your right hip, it might be a little more forward. Can you draw your right hip back and bring your left hip more forward? Take a breath into that. And then as you exhale, lifting your hips, we're gonna come into a forward fold. You can do this with your knee down if that would feel better, your hands on blocks if that would feel better, and you can always keep that front knee really, really bent as needed. If you have more room to move, you can lift your hips up and fold over your front leg, any amount. I have very open hamstrings, so this works for me, and you gotta find what works for you. You can have your knee down, you can be here. Feel what feels good. Take a moment. You're opening up the back of your body, so feel your head heavy and let the back of your neck relax as well. And now bring the knee down if it's up and step that right foot back. Same thing on the other side. Bring your left foot forward and move your hips forward and back. And just warming up. Any range of motion that feels good, always invitation here, especially with the intention to find out what's good, what feels good. Keep hunting out what feels good in your body. Any variation that feels good to you, that's where you want to be. When you're ready, bring your left knee right on top of the heel, tuck the back toes under, straighten the back leg. Feel the length of your spine. So you're gonna lengthen the crown forward, reach back through your right heel, feel your hips and your pelvis, take a deep inhale into your hips and pelvis and draw your left hip a little more back, your right hip a little more forward. Now inhale into the length and strength of your spine. And exhale, lengthening over your front leg. You might have the knee up, you might put your back knee down. And fold over your front leg any amount. And take a breath here. Come on out of that. Come to all fours again, and we're heading into downward facing dog. So you can have your hands shoulder distance apart or even a little bit wider. Turn your index finger to point straight up towards the front of your mat. Fan out all of your fingers. Lift your hips up and back. If you want to take puppy dog, keep your knees down, walk your hands forward. If your hamstrings from the opening that we just did are feeling pretty good, you can lift up into downward dog and ease your heels towards the mat. Your heels never ever have to reach the mat. You're always just feeling into what feels good and what feels right to you today. And then from here, wherever you are, if you're in downward facing dog, you'll find a little movement through the legs, walking it out. If you're in your puppy dog, you could always walk your hands, your paws over to the left and take a little side bend here to both sides. Wherever you are, bringing in any amount of movement in your dog shape. From here, you're either going to stay in all fours. If you're in downward dog, you might come down to all fours. And you can always stay in downward facing dog. We're going to take the right leg and lift it up. So remember, you can always go back to all fours if you need to. Right leg is up, Exhale, bring that knee into your chest. So you'll roll forward from the dog into a plank or stay in all fours and curl your chin to your chest, your knee to your nose. And then inhale, reach it back. And exhale, hug the knee into the chest, nose to the knee, pull the belly in. Inhale, reaching back. Exhale, hug it in. And step back, take a breath in downward facing dog or a breath in all fours. Second side, take your left leg up, inhale. Exhale, hug the knee into the chest, press the earth away. Inhale, reach back. Exhale, hug the knee into the chest. Inhale, reach back. Exhale. And step into downward facing dog or all fours. And then everyone make your way to child's pose. Knees wide, big toes touching. If your hips can go to your heels, great. If you want to do this with your butt up in the air because that feels better on your knees, by all means do that. Find a variation that works for you and breathe. So feel what feels good about this moment. Deepen your breath. All right, come on up to a kneeling position. So you can be here kneeling, or if it's good to sit on your heels in your body, you could sit on your heels. What I like to do is open up the backs of the toes. So this feels good on my body. For some of us, it's not so great, but you could try it. So if your knees allow and your toes allow, sitting on your heels with the toes tucked under. So you get to stretch those toes. All right. The back of the body goes to the backs of the toes. We don't often think of that. Starts at the crown of your head, down your back, all the way to the backs of the toes. That's the back body. Elbows, glue them onto your rib cage. We're going to work with some turning on the rotator cuff muscles because we use them a lot in this kind of practice. So take a deep inhale into your rib cage and expand your ribs. Exhale, move the arms away from each other. Squeeze your upper arm into your armpit. Squeeze the shoulder blades together. So the elbows don't move. You're kind of pivoting on your elbows and then bring the arms forward again. These are very small front muscles here, the rotator cuff and the subscapular underneath your shoulder blades. Feel that. Take a deep inhale here. Exhale, move the arms away from each other, squeezing the upper arm into the armpit, squeeze the shoulder blades towards each other. Inhale, come forward again. Do that 2 more times. Those of you who've ever had a shoulder injury, this might feel really good. You know what I'm talking about, those rotator cuff muscles, most likely if you've had that kind of injury. These are tiny muscles and this is a very healing movement. All right, release that. Now, put your fingertips onto your shoulders and take your chicken wings around in a circle. Might feel kind of crunchy in there, and then go the other way. All right, so we're going to do a variation of downward facing dog on the forearms. In some practices, it's called Dolphin. I've also heard it called a forearm downward dog. That's precisely what it is. So put your elbows down on the mat, take a measurement. Your hands are gonna go around your triceps, that's midway between the shoulder and the elbow. And you can choose to clasp your hands so you have a triangular base. Your head is not touching the floor. Your head hangs free of the floor. Or you could be on your forearms. So it's like a downward dog, only on your forearms. Either forearms parallel, make railroad tracks with your arms. And then if there's room for you to move, you lift your hips up and back. My head is completely free. Your head is not touching the floor. You can stay and you get a lot out of this just with the knees down. You're opening up the upper back. Press, everybody, press from your elbow to your hand. Press forward and down. Round the upper back. Wrap your shoulder blades away from your spine. So your shoulder blades are moving away from the spine. And then send your chest any amount back towards your feet. Lengthen your spine. Lift your hips away from your shoulders. Relax your neck. Relax the back of the neck. And take a breath in and out. Release that. Come on down. And let's stand up at the front of the mat. So working shoulders and upper back a little bit specifically today. Moving through some sun salutations to continue to warm up. Inhale, reach your arms up over your head, long spine. Exhale, fold forward. You can soften your knees, you can put your hands on the floor or on a block or on your shins. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhaling, step back to your plank. Take an inhale moment. You can be in plank here with the knees up or knees down. This is a variation of plank where the knees are way back. My body's in an inclined plane. I'm not on all fours. That's a different position. You could be on all fours if you want to. Stay in all fours. If you're in plank or inclined plank, you're going to lower down. Bend your elbows straight back. Keep the shoulders away from the floor and away from your ears the whole way down. Low cobra. Bring your hands 10 inches forward of your shoulders. Grip the floor, press tops of feet into the mat, and pull your chest forward and up. Long spine. Exhale, come down and back to downward facing dog. Take a look between your hands. Inhale. And exhale, you can walk your feet to your hands, you can walk your hands to your feet, you can jump up, float up, make your way into a forward fold, Uttanasana. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold in. And inhale, root down through your feet and rise up, reach up, look up. Exhale, hands to your heart. Again, inhale, reach up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold in and step back to your plank or your all fours or your inclined plank. Feel what feels good in your body, or maybe what's good is a challenge today. Exhaling, you're going to lower down slow. Use your triceps and upper back muscles. Keep the ears clear of the shoulders and low cobra. Inhale, draw your chest forward and up. Press tops of feet into the mat. Exhale, come on down and back to downward facing dog. Inhale, look forward between your hands, and exhale, bring your hands to your feet or your feet to your hands, whatever works for your body. Inhale to halfway lift. Exhale, fold, root down through your feet, rise up, inhale. You can roll your way up if that's better on your body. Exhale, hands to your heart. One more time like that. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold in. Step back to your plank. Inhale. And exhale, fold. Fold, come down. Inhale into either upward facing dog or a cobra, your choice. And exhale back to downward facing dog. Warrior two, step your right foot forward between your hands. Now, how you get that foot up there really depends on you. You could put your knees down and then grab your right foot and bring it forward. Coming up onto your feet with your right knee bent, line up the front heel with the center arch of your back foot. Take your arms out to the side. Relax your shoulders down. Here's another shoulder movement for you. As you inhale, Turn your palms face up, spread the collarbones, lift your chest. Deep inhale, look up. Exhale, rotate the arm bones, send your palms, your thumbs rotate forward, your shoulders are gonna come up by your ears, draw them down, but feel the spread of your shoulder blades and just a gentle bow of your upper back. Now inhale again, go to the first movement, opening the chest and the heart, look up, rotate the arm bones, move your shoulder blades. Exhale, spread the shoulder blades, rotate the arms. So you might be feeling a little crunchy up in there, or maybe this is tight or challenging. This is great movement for our shoulder blades. So feeling into any amount that you can do today, you're lifting your shoulder blades up, spreading them wide, and then you're dragging them down away from your ears and bringing them towards each other. Finish up and then come into warrior two and take a feeling moment into your upper back and your shoulders. Reverse warrior, peaceful warrior, your back hand down the back leg, or you're supporting your lower back with the hand higher up by your hip. And then lean into this side bend. Feel the space that you create. You might deepen the bend in your front knee. Reach into the outer edge of your back foot. Deepen your breath. Ease your way up through center. And exhale, place the right forearm onto the thigh. Extended warrior, we'll add a variation to this. I invite you to reach that arm up and over by your ear. That's great if you like that. Just today, let's try an open chest variation. So instead of the arm coming by the ear, try turning the palm, face it forward, a few inches below your shoulder line. And then feel if you can open up your chest any amount here. I like to look down because if I look up, it kind of strains my neck for me. I do a lot of relaxing the neck in my practice. From time to time, I just need to turn those muscles off, because they get tight. So take a deep inhale into whatever you got going on today. What's feeling good? So I'm throwing a lot of new stuff at you. Pick what feels good, leave the rest. And bring your hands down. You'll transition back to a plank of some sort. So it could be plank with the knees up, plank with the knees down, or you could come to all fours. You can always stay and do a cat-cow or lower down to the earth for a cobra or an upward facing dog. In upward dog, only your hands and your feet are on the mat. If that feels good, go for it. Press on back to downward facing dog. Warrior two, Virabhadrasana 2 with the left foot coming forward. And we'll do shoulder shrugs on this round. So you're in your warrior two stance, strong stance, deepen the bend in the front knee, relax your arms in front of your thighs. Take a deep inhale into your upper back. Hold the breath, shoulders up, shoulders straight back, squeeze the shoulder blades together and draw them down. Inhale into your upper back. Focus into the middle border of the shoulder blades, like you have a pencil between your shoulder blades, and try to squeeze that pencil, go straight back and drag down. Bend the elbows. Inhale into your upper back. Exhale, send the bottom tips of the shoulder blades and the elbow tips towards each other, squeeze together and draw it down. Shake it out, roll it out. Let's do one more round. Inhale into your upper back. Hold the breath, shoulders up. Shoulders straight back, squeeze the shoulder blades together and draw it down. Notice if you're getting like your arms really into it or your neck's tight, relax that area. Try to work just the shoulder blades. Inhale into your upper back. Exhale, move those shoulder blades together. You can use your arms a little bit, but just make sure it's not like ferocious. And get your shoulder blades to listen instead of the arms. Bend the elbows, inhale into your upper back. Exhale, send the bottom tips of the shoulder blades and the elbow tips towards each other, squeeze together and draw down. And float your arms out to the sides. Deep inhale. You might feel a little more free in your upper back. Peaceful warrior, backhand down the back leg, or at the top of the hip, you're gonna lean your left side ribs opening up. And coming up, bring the forearm onto the thigh, and you get to choose what's gonna be your pose today. You can bring the arm by your ear, or you could take it up, not straight up, but a few inches down from the shoulder line. And feel if you can open up your chest and your heart this way. And relax your neck if you want. And then breathe into the shape. And release. Put your hands down and make your way to all fours. We'll go into the forearm downward dog again, and we'll add on some variations. So you can stay at whatever variation you want to stay at. We're building onto it. So your forearms come down. Take your hands around your triceps for measurement. You can clasp your hands. If this will give you a more solid foundation, if you're newer to this, clasp your hands. Or keep your forearms parallel. So set up with them parallel. If the hands slowly slide together, come down, reset, and clasp your hands. It's just a better foundation. Relax your neck. Your head does not touch the floor. And you can keep your knees down and you'll stay there with your knees down. If your body feels good with the hips up and the legs more or less straight, you can always have your knees bent, track your hamstrings, lift your sit bones up towards the ceiling, lift your hips away from your shoulders, relax your neck. If you have more room to move, try taking your right leg up. Lift the right leg up, keep the toes down, outer right hip facing the earth. Send your chest back towards your feet or your 1 foot, depending on where you are. If you're on your knees, you can walk your knees a little bit back, and you can also lengthen your hips back. If you're doing a 1 leg variation, bring that right leg down and take your left leg up. If that left leg is up, you're reaching back with it. Never any pain or tightness in the shoulders. If you're not ready to take a leg up and it starts to feel crunchy in the shoulders, just come down, back it up a little bit. This helps you build strength and awareness and also opens up the shoulders. So you have to be patient with yourself. Feel where it feels good. Take a deep inhale. You're lifting your hips away from your shoulders. You're reaching back with your left leg if it's in the air. And exhale, bring it down. And come down. Everybody, child's pose. Sink your hips to your heels if that feels okay on your knees, and take a resting breath. Make your way into downward facing dog. And step your right foot forward into Virabhadrasana 1, Warrior 1. In this variation, you might want to strap. I'll show you from the front. You'll take your left arm up, pat yourself on the back, Gomukhasana arms, cow face arms. Right hand's gonna come up the back, maybe. You can also take your right hand to the left elbow. That's a great solution. Or drop a strap or a towel down with your left hand and grab onto it with the right. So wherever you are, let's pause and feel this shoulder opening now. Can you relax the left side of your neck and that left shoulder and shoulder blade? Give yourself room so there's no need to try to strive to reach your hands. Slow everything down. Good. From here, release your arms, straighten your front leg, and you'll fold forward over the front leg. So we've already been in this shape, something like this shape today. You might use some blocks. You might have your hands on the floor or on the front shin, or if it feels best on your lower back, have your hands way up at the top of the thigh and send your thigh bone back, press into the thigh, traction out your lower back. This can feel really, really good, depending on what your body needs. From here, twisting triangle. So you could use a block, your left hand on a block or on the floor. Take your right arm and reach it up. Inhale to lengthen and exhale to twist. Parivrtta Trikonasana. You can feel your way into this, lengthening the left side ribs forward and spreading the chest and the collarbones. And release, bring your hands down, step back. You'll come down either upward dog or cobra. Feel for spreading the chest and the collarbones and drawing your heart any amount more open. Exhale back to downward facing dog. Virabhadrasana 1 with Gomukhasana, cow face arms. So you're facing that short edge of your mat, your right arm's up, pat yourself on the back, grab that strap or towel. You could take left hand to right elbow, or you grab whatever you got back there and give yourself this moment to feel upper back, shoulders, front and back of your heart. Feel what feels good right now. Long, steady breath in and out. Release. Fold forward over the front leg. You can step your back foot forward a few inches. You could have your hands on blocks, your hands at the top of the thigh. Take a little back traction. Deepen your breath. And feel the whole back body from the crown of your head all the way to your toes. Parivrtta Trikonasana, the twisting triangle. Your right hand could be on the block or on the floor, inside of the foot or outside of the foot. Lengthen your spine and twist. Left arm up. Draw the shoulders away from your ears. Feel if you have any amount more space from the shoulder opening that we've been doing to feel this revolution from the middle of your spine up to the chest and the heart, and maybe your gaze shifts upward. Release, step up to the front of your mat. Hang out in Uttanasana, standing forward fold, your feet hip distance apart. You can bend your knees as much as you need to. Interlace your fingers and just take this moment and roll out your shoulders in this shape. Shake your head yes and no. Release your arms. and slowly roll your way up to stand. Standing balancing twist. You can do this at a wall if you want. You'll stand on your left leg, and you could go to a wall and put your left hip against the wall, or you could face the wall when we twist. So standing on your left leg, take your left hand to your right knee and start there. If you have more room to move, your left hand could go to your right foot. I'll show you from a different angle for those of you for whom this is a newer pose. Standing on the left leg, my left hand to right knee. Your right arm is going to go out. Maybe you have more room to move. Standing leg, you need that long and as tall as you can make it. This top leg, you can let it bend. So you're holding onto the foot or holding somewhere on the leg, holding the knee, and you take the right arm out. Pause and feel. Standing balancing twist. Nice job. Let's go to the other side. So you get to stand on your right leg, right hand to the left knee, or maybe you have a little more room to move. Feel what feels good. Deepen your breath. You can hold on to the knee, right hand, left knee. You're twisting towards the leg that's in the air. And release. All right, take a wide stance, horse stance, your heels and your toes out. Hands on your thighs. And take a breath here. Twist your right shoulder towards the left. You could come down a little lower, you could stay up a little higher. Feel what feels best in your body. Back through center, twist the other way. And release. Straighten the legs, heel toe your feet together. Meet me on your mat on all fours. We'll do one more shoulder variation in that forearm downward dog. This time, if you have a yoga block, you'll put your yoga block at the front of your mat. Don't worry if you don't have a block. We've been doing forearms down, palms down. Now we're going to turn the palms up. And this is a really challenging rotation for the shoulders. If you have a block, you're going to like karate chop your pinky side of your hand into the block. And everybody, regardless of whether you have a block, turn your palms, face them upwards, send the thumbs away from each other. Relax your neck. Now already that might be a very challenging rotation in your upper back. Honor that, feel it. I took a really long time. This was very challenging the first time I met it. You'll find that like your hands want to claw, your thumbs want to lift up. Keep spreading the hands as much as you can. Send the thumbs away from each other. Relax your neck, press the earth away. If you have room to move and your shoulders feel good, you can lift your hips up into this variation. It could be for a moment. You could be, yeah, nope, not happening. Up to you. Feeling this rotation. Squeeze the elbows towards each other. Send the thumbs away. You got 2 more breaths, and wherever you are, could be child's pose. Maybe that's where it feels good right now, friends. And everybody release and come down. Take a breath in child's pose. Relax your upper back, relax your shoulders. Come on up. From all fours, walk your hands together so your thumbs touch. Then step your right foot to the outside of your right hand. You have some options here for lizard pose. You can stay just like this. Maybe this is enough. Maybe you want to grab a block and put the forearm on the block or your hands on the block. You could slide your left knee back. You could also lift the left knee up, tucking the back toes under. There's a lot of different ways to play. You could not have a block and maybe your left forearm can come down. Maybe your right forearm can come down. So some combination of what your upper body's doing and what your back leg is doing. The knee could be down or up. Take a few breaths here. Very deep hip opening in lizard. From wherever you are, you'll walk your hands in. If your knee is up, bring it down. Pigeon is next. Walk your right foot across and you'll come into pigeon. So pigeon, not everybody likes this variation. It could be pigeon on your back. If this bothers your knee in any way, probably want to go on your back. You could also grab a blanket and scooch a blanket or block underneath your right hip. If you get the go ahead from your body and it feels good, you can lock yourself into a forward fold. Also fine to stay upright. From wherever you are, walk your hands in and you'll make your way back to all fours. No rush. You'll walk your hands together and step your left foot to the outside of your left hand. Then, grab a block, maybe not, maybe you scooch your right knee back, maybe you lift the knee up. Find a variation that works for you for lizard. And breathe. Feel what feels good. Remember our intention to feel what feels good. Slowly walking your way out of that and into your variation of pigeon, whatever you're going to finish your practice. This part of our practice, you're coming into pigeon in whatever shape feels best on your body. Release. Make your way back to all fours. Our final shoulder stretch of the day, threading the needle. From all fours, you can walk your hands a little further forward. Maybe you've done this before. You might have a way of doing it that you love. Take your right arm up, open out to the side. And then as you exhale, this is where you thread the needle. That right arm comes underneath, palm is up. Lay your shoulder down. There's room between your shoulder, your hips are way back. You're not like close in, like in a child's pose. Give yourself room. And lay that back of your right shoulder blade onto the mat, like your head rests. You can use your left hand elbow bend. Gently press into the earth to feel the wrap and this is like drawing the right shoulder blade a little bit away from the spine. Whatever you got, let it feel good. There's fun play here if you want. We opened up the hamstrings. You could capitalize on that, taking your left leg. Maybe you even lift your left leg up, go slow if you're doing variations. You could lift your left leg up. You could take your left leg out to the side. Yep, left leg goes to the left. Your right hand can hold on to it. If you've ever done that, it's kind of fun. If you're a little more flexy, this could be a fun variation. From wherever you are, use your hand, your left hand, walk yourself back and start on the other side. Walk your hands a little forward of the shoulder line from all fours so you have room. Take your left arm, reach it out, deep inhale. And exhale, slide that arm underneath. The back of your left shoulder comes onto, it's not the whole shoulder blade, it's like the edge of your shoulder blade in your head. And your right hand pressing down, elbows bent. And then feel free to find out, do you want to take that right leg back or no, you good where you are? Maybe leg goes up, but go slow. Right foot could go out to the right and hold on to it with the left hand. Ease your way out and make your way to a seat with your legs out in front of you. And then bring your right foot in. You might want that yoga strap in your right hand. This is Marichasana A. So you'll take your strap. If you don't have a strap, you can use a sweatshirt or a towel. You're going to take the strap. This is my right knee, right hand. I'm going to take my strap around the front of my shin and hold on to it. Okay. If this is bananas in your body, don't worry about it today. You stay to the inside. You can connect your right tricep into the inside of that right shin, press there, send chest forward. Wherever you are, there might be a bind in this forward fold, or just the forward fold is great. If you have a hold of something behind your back and you're in the bind, feel the right side of your neck and your right shoulder. Can you relax that? And take another 2 breaths here. Release your hands first, then come up, then stretch right leg out. Left side, bring the left foot in. You could connect your left tricep into that shin, press back, send chest forward. So your arms could maybe meet behind you, or you could take a strap or a towel and send it back. Marichyasana A. Lengthen your chest towards the shin. And relax left side of neck, left shoulder. And deepen your breath. Release. When you're ready, make your way onto your back. And you can begin on your back just by hugging your knees into your chest and cross one ankle over the other. And you might hold on to the feet and draw the feet towards the earth and feel your sacrum resting into the earth. And just take a moment here. Deep breath in and out. If this doesn't work for you, just hug your knees in, that's cool. Cross the other ankle on top, just switch the legs, hold the feet again. If you're doing that variation, even it out. And from here, Savasana, you can lengthen your legs out along the mat. You might take legs up the wall. There might be some other way that you want to finish your practice today. I invite you in Shavasana as you're laying with your heart open. Slide your shoulder blades, just gently walk them a little bit away from your ears towards the feet so you feel the space that you've created. And rest into this hopefully more open upper back, neck, and shoulder area. If you're needing to move or ready to move, I invite you to start to deepen your breath. If you're able to stay, why not stay just a moment longer? Maybe a stretch. And if you want, you can make your way to one side and up to a seated position. You can bring your hands together in any way that feels good to you. It could be just hands on your heart. And as you lift your heart, let your shoulders glide down your back. Maybe you bow your head to your heart as if you could truly just gaze down and see what's in your heart today. And feel the effect of your practice. And feel what feels good now. And so much gratitude for this practice and these teachings. And for all of you, thank you for practicing together.